Okay, now that I've made that sound for a while. I genuinely have no plan. I I finished non-local forage. As far as I'm concerned, that's like done. Um, there's always stuff to do with Ennui-caster, but I don't know if any of it is something that I really am desperate to do right now. Let's see what's labeled Fix Me. Yeah, so this one is multiple input tracks. That's also multiple input tracks. Yeah, nothing actually very important does Fix Me. Hello, Joshua. Have any suggestions for what I should be doing? My current task is, I know what I should be doing. I know exactly what I should be doing. Web Codex has several samples in it, and they all suck. They're all bad, they're all stupid, they're all terrible. So I posted an issue that was like, all your samples are bad and you should feel bad. Would you mind if I did something about that? And they basically said, yeah, do something about it, whatever. 122. I don't think that's new enough to have web codecs in Firefox. Oh, or maybe it is. Let's just check that I actually do. I was actually typing in google.com automatically. Video decoder. Audio decoder does not exist. Yeah, okay. Now, lucky for me, I've got like loads of samples. I am awash in samples. Unlucky for me, I didn't really make them to work in this way. So, I have just no interest in Infinite Craft at all. Is it open source? I have slightly more interest in it if it's open source. Is that not view source? How do I view source? My suspicion, from what little I know about the game, is that the reason it requires internet is that that's unavoidable. Something weird going on here. Well, my face has gone weird. Don't worry about my face. Yeah, this looks profoundly not open source. So probably very very no on that. Very very no. What's wrong with my face? Oh, it's back. Everything's great. Everything's fine. So, while I talked about making new or porting existing samples, maybe making new. Well, you know what? Let's just let's port existing samples. It's fine. So instead, I want to. My face is broken again. Something's going very weird with my face. I don't think it matters, but you know, my face is broken. Just. Hello, Van Whitman. Let's just call it temp. Fine. Rains are weird. Rains are weird. I should probably call this like libav worker util, right? All it does is demux and mux using. I don't know. Weirdly, it has decode audio, but not decode video. Why did I make this so strange? Oh, it's no big deal. Let's load the web codecs variant. Let's not attempt to load the web codecs polyfill. What format does it want these in? Oh, I see. I think I'm gonna have to turn off my face here. This is very strange. Let me see if I can fix my face. It keeps bothering me. Sound without form or form without sounds? Asks Van Whitman of I don't know what. You know what? I'm just gonna restart VC Face. Let's see if a fresh VC Face will do the right thing. I doubt it. Joshua, people tend to put way too much on, how to put it? Let me posit a different. Let me posit a way of thinking about it that, in my mind, uh, to a certain extent negates the question. So, uh, the the classic there well, semi-classic free will argument is free will versus determinism. Do you have free will, or is is this a deterministic universe in which you are encoded physically and so your actions are deterministic? And the problem is that those aren't contrary to each other at all. If this is a deterministic universe in which I am encoded deterministically as matter in the universe, then that matter is still me, and I am still making the decisions. I am that matter. And so, like, all of human behavior is such a complex mix of the person's, so like a person's personality is the product of their experiences, as well as, whatever innate parts they have due to their genetics and epigenetics. But that doesn't make it not their personality. So, like, the decisions that they make are always going to be a complex mix uh, uh, of sources of where they come from, but that there's still decisions. There's still decisions. So I think the distinction is always, like, the best that distinction can possibly be is fuzzy. Okay, so we convert them into libav packets. Now, how do I use the codec? It feels very bizarre that I see. Yeah, that's never gonna fly. That's no good. That's no good. I don't actually bring the bridge in, but I could probably make some reasonable compromise. What an absolute nightmare from hell. Okay. My face is broken. I don't know why my face is broken, but I'm just turning it off. starting to starting to drive me mad. Maybe I don't want to do web codec samples right now. Maybe I'm not in the mood for web codec samples. Or maybe more to the point, trying to write web codec samples totally from scratch is not the right way to do this. Maybe I should just, or trying to write it from the existing samples that are in other repositories is the wrong way to do it, and I should be writing them from scratch rather. I don't know. I have no plans. But I think so. My perspective on that, Joshua, is more that uh well, so yeah, if it's boiled down to who is at fault, then yeah, the individual is at fault, and you can analyze that fault, you can figure out the background behind it, but all of that back a person is the sum of their experiences. So if those experiences have led you to be a bad person, that doesn't exonerate you. That doesn't make you not a bad person. Everyone is the sum of their experiences. Uh so it's, it's the distinction is a little bit more subtle than it may otherwise seem, but the the fault is still the same. Like, everyone is the product of their past, and if the product of your past makes you a Trump voter, then you're a bad person. But like, it's still your actions. Like, what shall we do? Yeah, my face is, I don't know why it's having such. This is so strange. It should be transferring through fine as far as I can tell, but it's just being real weird. It's just being real weird. I did yesterday. I was thinking, like, what am I gonna do as uh today's dev hour? Because I was planning on doing. I usually do Monday and Wednesday, but whenever. So I was planning on doing a dev hour, but I didn't actually have any plans at all on what to do. Like, occasionally it's just nothing really to do right now. But you know what? I'm going back to web codec samples. I can just build them from scratch. Web codec samples. The big problem with the web codec samples as they stand, dev hour rather than dev hour. Now there's a distinction for the ages. The real problem with the samples as they stand, like, some of them work just fine. I don't actually. Oh yeah. This has its own built-in example. So like this only needs web codecs. This needs web codecs plus other stuff. It was never going to work with H.264. So this will just say audio decoder. Well, okay, I guess audio decoder is a pretty minor one, but it needs the audio decoder, which is only in Chrome. Nobody cares about GIF. This needs another API that is not universal, shows a file picker. And this, I forget what this needs, but something similar. Oh my god. Stream worker. I don't even know what's busted with this, but like, so there are there are 4 implementations of web codecs, including my polyfill, but the samples that come with the web codecs, the web codecs thingy, are super terrible and bad. They only work if you have web codecs and a bunch of other APIs. So maybe what I do is I just fix them. Maybe rather than... No, it needs FLAC. FLAC is part of the web codecs. One of the officially supported... not supported, the officially registered codecs is FLAC. And my polyfill is the only implementation that supports it. Oops. So this is in a worker somewhere. Why do you have a separate video file? And God, I hate this. Oh my God. These samples are really bad. The samples are bad and they should feel bad. I don't want to write samples from scratch. I mean, eventually I'm going to have to write samples from scratch. But I just don't want to. I just don't want to. Van Whitman, AVI stands for Audio Video Interleave. And AVI is, like 10 layers of obsolete. Okay. I'm fairly certain I know who, or I'm fairly certain I knew who did the music for Dark Eyes Battlegate. We worked it down to, like, the most likely suspect at some point. Yes. Yes, there are, Van Whitman. How do I want the UI to look here? Honestly, like, one of the biggest difficulties here is just what do I want this to look like? No. Yes, actually. Watch what I'm about to do here. Yeah, that's right. 0 is 1. 0 is 1. No off by 1 errors here. Zoop, zoop, zoop. So at this point, all I will have done is nothing. Good. Perfect. Nothing is all I wanted. Ugh. Ugh. This API this side. GUI is going to be ugly. This is like one of the really difficult things with this kind of project is like this is super advanced stuff. Most people just should not care to ever touch this, but that doesn't mean that it's okay for like configuring it to be hugely complicated and weird. Like it still has to be self-explanatory. I wanted... Is that not how I... Is it input setting? Input config. Okay. That's precisely what I'm doing, Van Whitman. Precisely that. Hell did I call it? The fix me here is in fact exactly what I'm implementing right now. Not device. Always take it. Oops. Always take it one step at a time. It's good advice that I rarely actually follow. The hell is going on there? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I know exactly what's going on there. Okay. All that was going on there is that I neglected to actually update that. Yeah, here's where the rubber hits the road, isn't it? Now I have to actually implement multiple audio tracks. Oh god, mute. I guess. Yeah, you really do need to be able to mute per track. Man, the user interface is going to be. I mean, I was just thinking for a moment, how is it that other pieces of software do this? And the answer is that they don't. And a wise person would take that advice. Okay. Going to pull a common trick I pull, which is renaming the variable so that I can highlight everywhere it's used, and then that will help me make sure that everything is actually set up correctly. Given that this is just admin info, I think it does make sense to actually use device 0 for that. That sure was a sentence, Van Whitman. Of all the sentences, that was one of them. Luckily, most places I seem to have already done the right thing, so good for me. That's 100% not a comment. Okay, so the packets have. Yes, there we go. So I will have taken in my own track at some point. is IDX. That actually should be all it takes. I mean, look at this, Van Wetman. Look at this. This blue color, this is supposed to mean comment. This is not a comment. None of this is in a comment. I have no idea why it thinks that this is a comment. And then it just ends here? Why would that be a comment? What the hell? Okay. I guarantee you Jitsi does not support multiple inputs. So this is fine. We need at least one input before we can start. So I do send a separate user media RTC ready per input track, as I should. And this should actually, yes, this is called once per input. It does do separate inputs. So the problem is just that here I'm not paying attention to it. I'll need to do the same thing with multiple video tracks at some point. It's unfortunate that those are both numbers. It's going to be difficult to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Oh dear. You know what? It occurs to me that fixing Jitsi is not a high priority since it's not actually used by default. So, here's the way I'm going to fix Jitsi. I'm not going to fix Jitsi. I am trying to move away from Jitsi. Right, okay, so this is just the initial startup, and certainly on initial startup there's only one device, and that's fine. And this is given an actual index, so this is fine. Turns out I'd already fixed everything. Really thought I had actual work to do here, but it looks like I already did all the work. Push to talk. Boy, howdy, I sure didn't think about push to talk. Yeah. A little bit of redundancy here. Not a big deal. This is another case of like, well, what's the right way to do this? Would I actually want a different push to talk button for every input? Like, I don't know what the use case is. I don't even use push to talk myself, so. Okay, RT on Wii, in theory, should just have support for multiple input devices already. Yeah. I don't need that. This will be fine. Interesting. Yeah, there of course is one VAD per input as well. Okay, that should hopefully be sufficient. Except, of course, that I just changed what cap looks like. How we doing? Type event. Oh. Why didn't it twig that? Yeah, I botched that elsewhere too. That ain't right. Oh, I guess the answer is because this is the only place where I actually did that. I mean, this is simply not going to work. Do I know yet what's going to be broken? No. Yeah, that's something we should do, Joshua. Definitely. hell? I guess that's correct. Yeah, because this is just updating the display. Now, this is another case of like, how is the UI ever going to make sense? Why does it need this to have any source at all? I guess it's probably just something. Oh, yeah. You need to update the source here because otherwise, if you stop playing a video, then it'll just stay on the last frame. So you need to give it some kind of source, no matter how BS, and then immediately set it to null. Okay, goal at this point, do not have broken anything. So this shouldn't do anything yet. Well, it'll still do that? Did I leave that alert in? I don't think I did. What? Did I not make install? Okay. Now this is still weird. I don't know what the hell is going on with this. Oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was silly of me. Yeah, I wouldn't want to set them in there. Okay. Well, I haven't horribly broken everything yet, so... Now... This is interesting. You, of course, have to start local processing for each track, which can happen in the background. This does have access to that. Okay, add the option for the new track. And select it. Get audio perms. Okay, right. That's a little bit mixed up because I obviously already have audio permissions. I don't need more audio permissions. So I just need to get mic. Yeah. And in theory, that should start the chain for everything else. So at this point, with a truly incredible amount of luck, did I just do what I think I just did? Yes, I did. With a truly incredible amount of luck, I should be able to get multiple tracks, although what it's going to do to like the rest of the system, and in particular the display, is going to go all wacky, and like nothing is going to work right, but it shouldn't crash, I hope. Oh, of course, new audio dot audio, that kind of audio. Wait, this time I'm going to remember to make install. Okay, input track 2. Yeah, I expected that. That's silliness. And indeed, it didn't crash. Now, in theory, it is recording. It should actually be recording multiple audio tracks for me. Like it should all be going through. The trick is that's a very difficult theory to actually test. How do I test this? I know how I test this. I can't download it because I would need, well, I mean, I can download it, but it won't download that because I would need the entire rest of the infrastructure ready for it to be able to actually download the other track. The hell? What? Oh, I know what's happening. Symlinks. Subtrack. Yes. Perfect. It did, in fact, record 2 subtracks. Now, did the RT Ennui side of this work? Testing, testing. Let me mute that. Okay, so I don't know whether you can hear this or not. If anybody's even watching the stream, doesn't really matter if you can hear this or not. The real question is, yes, I hear two of me! It's working! Do I now hear three of me? Oh, definitely. It's a little bit hard to tell because they're all on top of each other, but that is, yeah, that's definitely working. And theoretically, I should be able to do something like, well, none of these are going to be useful. What, I could turn off noise reduction on one of them. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like a third of what I'm hearing is not noise reduced. I don't know. Okay, but it's going through. So that's all working. Which means I'm like that's so much progress on this thing that I thought was going to be quite a bear. Let's see. Place children. Is it like insert? Okay, insert before. So, children. Wait. Does this insert it before that, or does that insert it before? Oh, I see. I get it. Okay. .track .insert before. Insert this option before the last option. I'm just trying to make it be in the right order, because that was driving me slightly batty. There we go. Having that not be completely stupid is a good thing. So, like, yeah, all of this display stuff. I'm actually stunned that this display is working, but I suspect that that's just only getting the first track. Well, yeah, I just don't know. So there's a bunch of display stuff that's weird. This noise gate is definitely showing the wrong thing. This is definitely showing only one track, but I don't know which because I'm only testing with one input device. But it does record and transmit multiple input tracks, so that's quite a lot of progress considering that I thought the state of it was going to be that there was nothing. There was nothing. I'm going to end a little bit early today because this has been a weird dev stream anyway. Get on to some other stuff I need to do with life. See you some other time.